Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. So in this video, I just want to go over January trading results. So how did we do for all of our strategies, and also what we're working on moving forward for February, March, etc. So let's start here with the conservative day trading strategy. Essentially, in this email to clients, I talk about how the quantity of insider buying has been pretty minimal over the past couple months. This is actually a very standard pattern. This is the number of insider buy filings, this line right here, over the past 20 years. And you can see it moves in this wave pattern where insider buying for a month or so will be very high, and then it will slow down and then be stagnant for 2 months total, and then speed up again. Companies report earnings every 3 months, every quarter. And the pattern is that insiders don't buy their stocks very often right before earnings, but they buy very often right after. So we have a lot more filings right after earnings season, which also means the quantity of trading flows up and down as well. So you can see basically the month after earnings, we always have like 3 to 6 trades, and then it'll slow down to like 1 or 2 for those 2 slower months. Regardless, right, it's important to keep in mind that this conservative strategy is about quality over quantity. By just trading when we know the win rate will be high, that's how we've had these results over the past 18 months. We might only take 1 trade a month or 3 trades in the month, but if you just make 2% on each trade, you're still looking pretty good. So while it's not guaranteed, if February activity follows previous years, we should have a few trades at least by the end of the month. Hopefully we'll make 3, 4, 6, 8%, something like that. Now let's move on to the experimental day trading strategy. This one's essentially beta. We have about 3-4 months of track record now, so that's against 18 months of track record that we have for the conservative one. So once this strategy just gets a bit more time to prove itself, we can upgrade its status to conservative. And so, as you may already know, the experimental day trading strategy operates on a totally different premise than the conservative one that we went over before. The conservative strategy has a high win rate and a low quantity of trades, but this one has a lower win rate with a high quantity of trades, where simply the winning trades outpace the losers. They're just larger on average. Over the past 3 months, we're actually up about 29% with a 53% win rate, which is matching the backtesting returns that show that the strategy is profitable for several years. And in January, we made around 4% with a 60% win rate. Over time, what I would love to do with this strategy is to increase the win rate so that we not only have a high quantity of trades, but also a high win rate. That would be kind of the best of both worlds. For now, it does have a lower win rate than the conservative one, but offers just more quantity of trades, which can be good to practice. It also means that adherence to the system is a bit harder, though. You really have to take every single trade to make sure that you can match the results that we're getting. And if you miss some of the trades, you have a chance of losing out on one of those big gains, which could be an issue. That's why the conservative one is a bit easier to execute on, since the win rate's high, and if you miss trades, you're likely just going to miss out on profits, but you're usually not going to lose money because of it. These were the trades for the experimental strategy this month. This is the chart over the past 3-4 months or so. So we had a really good couple months in the beginning. It's kind of slowed down now, but hopefully we'll have another uptrend. This is kind of what I was talking about earlier, where although we have been getting the profitable results, and a lot of our clients have too, I have seen some clients have issues with the experimental day trading strategy because of what I was talking about earlier with not fully adhering to the system. And honestly, that's just not something I foresaw happening, which is my fault. But when I launched the strategy, I was purely focused on whether or not the strategy was profitable or not whether people would be easily able to adhere to it. So now that I see that issue, I'm kind of addressing it with a bunch of things. So we're really just making it super clear to clients during the onboarding and coaching process that it's very important to adhere to the system. We provide examples of what can happen if they do not. I got a video on my channel actually that says 2 mistakes not to make if you join my program, so you should check that out. Also, we're doing stricter trade tracking requirements now, so if you join the program, you're going to have to submit monthly performance updates to us. This just helps us catch mistakes sooner, which will improve your results faster and prevent avoidable losses. You can opt out of this if you really don't want to do it, but you got to submit an email to us kind of just acknowledging that there could be issues if you do that. And I was touching on this earlier, because there is a high quantity of trading, the adherence can be a little tricky since you have to make sure you take every single trade. So if the results permit me to do this, I might reduce the frequency of trading from like 4 times a week to like once or twice a week. That would still provide a decent amount of trading opportunities to practice with, which kind of shortens the learning curve, but it's just easier to execute on. And again, I would only do this if the profitability wouldn't severely be reduced. And then obviously, like I said earlier, trying to increase the win rate of it, which would just make it easier to adhere to. The last strategy would be the experimental swing trading strategy. This one's even newer. It's only got 1 month of live trading, though I've got multiple years of back testing as well that shows it's profitable. Showing around 85% annual return over the past 18 months, which is awesome. And it's showing about a 60% win rate. Biggest thing with this one is that the scalability is massive since we're holding stocks for up to 30 days. You can put a lot more money towards them, hundreds of millions of dollars potentially, which makes this strategy amazing. These were the positions that we took this month. So STAA, I actually just closed this out a couple days ago for a 10% profit. So at the time of writing, it was up 2 though. DYN I sold for a 41% profit. I got a video about DYN on my channel. You should definitely check it out. And then AEHR at the time of writing was down 15%, but actually as of today, it's up about 1%. So we allocate 25% of our account to each trade. So at the time of writing, we were up to about 7%, but actually I'm up quite a bit more now because all of these went up a lot. Or this one was already sold, but these 2 positions went up a lot. So probably up like 11% now. Lastly, there was a couple other updates. So added what I call like a heads up alert in one of our trade alert channels, which basically just gives people an extra heads up before the market opens. We already send out like a trade plan at 3 a.m. Eastern time, and then a market open buy alert at around 9:30 a.m. Eastern. But now there's going to be a second one at 6 a.m. before the open, which just increases efficiency because you don't have to read the whole trade plan to know what we're going to be trading. You just look at the heads up alert. And then we had a couple strategy changes for the experimental strategies, just changing around the parameters to optimize over time. I think these are a significant step forward for us, especially the multi-day hold strategy, the swing trading one. If you want to also learn more on a quick phone call, you can book a one-on-one call with me or my partner, and we'll answer all your questions about the program. If you want to join, you can do that too. All right, have a good rest of your weekend.